Hello and welcome to a time-lapse of a piece of art that I have been working on over the summer for a good friend and fellow musician. His name is Snippz and he's a very talented rapper. He commissioned me to do the cover art for his upcoming album, which I really enjoyed. I think the entire project took about 10 hours or so, but obviously here you can see that condensed into around 10 minutes. We've worked together in the past and I was really looking forward to getting stuck into another artistic project for him, so I decided to film the entire process. I really had no clear idea of how this was going to turn out in the end. It was very much improvised. The initial brief was essentially just a hypercube on a purple background with some spacey, trippy imagery. So yeah, I kind of just went ahead and added a whole load of symbols, mainly to do with hermeticism. That's his whole thing. So initially it was very spacey and dreamy, and I really liked this initial concept, and he was quite pleased with it as well at the time. But we both decided the colours were a bit too bright in the end, and the previous project I completed for him was more of a medieval style, so in the back of my head I was thinking maybe if we leaned into that, kind of get a running theme among his projects. But initially I just wanted to play with this concept and see what else I could come up with, and it was a good opportunity to experiment with some different styles. I'm just kind of messing around with the central focal point here, because he wanted an eye in the center, and in the beginning I was thinking, well, if I made it realistic, maybe that would draw attention in, and in the end it was just, there was too much going on. So this is the point at which we decided to go for more of like a scroll or parchment type background, obviously keeping the purple. This is a very quick outline that I wanted to come up with just to see if he was happy with the placement and the size. So a very rough draft, but at this point I was thinking, yeah, it would be good to echo that old worldy medieval type hand-drawn sort of idea. So I copied some of the symbols across just to see if they worked, and he said, you know, let's just turn down the colour and make it a bit more monochromatic. And here I'm just trying out different ideas with the placement. He said, let's make the scroll fit the entire square. So it became very much more of like a working draft of some kind of alchemical mad scientist, you know, going about his recipes and like a kind of a grimoire, I guess. So I had a lot of fun drawing in these little details here. We still got the eye, we've got some more hermetic symbols and imagery. I was still trying to work on the hypercube a bit because he wanted more of a 2D look to it instead of the initial concept, and I thought it would be cool to add some more geometric designs, and over here it took me quite a while to get that right, and the font as well. I'm trying to make it a little bit more in line with the medieval look. But yeah, the overall vision was much clearer here, and he agreed that we were on the right track. So yeah, it was just a lot of neatening up lines and honing concepts and trying to get the design right. trying to find that balance of you don't want it to be too busy, but at the same time you do want enough details for the eye to be drawn across the page. The geometry took a while to get right. I tend to work in layers, as you can tell, but every now and then I forget, and then as you can see here, I'm just fixing up one of my mistakes. He said let's add some more texture to the paper, give it more of a old parchment look, so that's what I'm doing here. And then he said, can we add some flames? He gave me some reference pictures of medieval flames and fire. He said maybe that'd be cool to have as the background, which was a good shout. I wanted to keep the purple because I think it made a really nice contrast with the plain paper, but here I'm just working on the initial flame idea, which I do neaten up as I go along, but I could really tell that this was a really great addition to the overall design, that the colour scheme was coming together quite well here. In case you're wondering what software I'm using, this is a really old Photoshop Elements 14. I don't think you can buy it anymore. I'm running it on a very outdated Mac because I'm worried that if I do update my system I won't be able to use it anymore, and therefore I won't be able to do anything because I refuse to pay per month for a product. I'm just not a big fan of this contract-laden society and pay per month for something that we used to be able to own. So yeah, it's a very powerful software. I certainly wouldn't upgrade if I didn't have to. It took a little while to get the font right. Initially the flames did seem to be swallowing up the lettering, so I made it a bit bigger, a bit bolder. He initially said, could we maybe try adding fire, like some flames behind it? And then I tried that and it didn't really show up that well, so we ended up ditching that idea pretty quickly, but I was pleased with the way the lettering was turning out here. I think it was that printing press type vibe I was going for, so I didn't want it to be perfectly aligned. And this is the final word, and then compared with the previous cover I designed for him, echoing that medieval theme, really pleased with the way that this turned out. I don't think we could have really added anything to it. I think it's a great reflection of his vision, and obviously the Hermetic principles that he incorporates into his work. And yeah, if you want to check out this album, I will have all the links below. It is now out, so if you are into rap music, I highly recommend Snippz. He's a very, very talented musician, puts his heart and soul into his work, so yeah, feel free to check that out. And yes, I do feature on this album as well as Floating Geode, that's my music alias, so I will have all of my own links below as well. YouTube channel where I occasionally put out little videography projects and stuff, as well as my SoundCloud and Instagram, so yeah, all of that will be below.